Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels collector video. Today we're looking at the Toyota Supra from the Fast and Furious, the original, the first film. This is obviously Brian's Supra, and honestly this is great. It came from a 5-pack, and I actually got this 5-pack from a Smith's. They were actually on a clearance discount, oddly, but yet they'd had new stock of them, which was interesting. I'm not sure if this was actually meant to be on discount or whether it was the older ones. But yeah, this was on discount, so I was really pleasantly surprised to get this one and happy to get it at such a good price. But anyways, this is one of the 5 cars. As I've said, it came from the 5-pack, and honestly this is great. It looks very accurate to the real life car. Obviously you'll know if you've watched the movies, the real life car actually does have 5-spoke wheels as well, and they are also done in chrome, very similar to this one. So I do like that accuracy that Hot Wheels has on this one. But anyways, let me give you some facts about this car. This is going to be actually Brian's Supra. The facts that are going to be coming from me. They are not the standard Supra, so they are going to be the modified one that is found in the Fast and Furious franchise films. But anyways, let's get into this. So this car has a 2JZ turbocharged inline 6. This particular Supra, so Brian's, had between 544 horsepower and 569 horsepower. This car also had a 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds and had a 0 to 100 in 9.2 seconds. This car also had a quarter mile time of 12.2 seconds and gets to 127 miles per hour in that quarter mile. This car also had a top speed of 185 miles per hour, obviously this being the modified Brian's Supra. And this one was specially produced just for the movies, obviously being modified with that crazy kind of decal on the side, and it's obviously in that nice orange paint which we all know is the iconic Supra look, and everybody kind of knows what a Supra is now. And I blame this franchise exactly for the hype around the Supra. It is, I believe, the most hyped JDM car ever to exist, and it is so popular right now and commands such a large value. And yeah, I genuinely do think it was the Fast and Furious franchise that made it so popular to this day. But anyways, let's get into the actual showcase of this Hot Wheels model. Alright, so kicking off this showcase, we'll first of all talk about the side profile of this car, and I'll first talk about the wheel choice. So these are the 5-spoke muscle rims which have been done in chrome, very nice and accurate to the real life movie car, because if you've watched it you will know the real life movie car does have 5-spoke wheels which have been done in a chromey colour. As for the actual colour of the entire car, it is a metallic orange, once again accurate to Brian's Supra. And you could also see for the tamper work on the side, it is the iconic Fast and Furious look that everybody knows. And I do think this is genuinely the reason why the Supra is so known up until today. Unfortunately, this casting does not have any wing mirrors, and this is actually quite an old casting. It first debuted in 2013 or 2012, one of them 2 years. It does say 2012 on the base of this car, but it may have debuted actually the year after, and I do think this is one of the cars that does need a retool. Definitely, I think it should be in the line for that retool, especially with how often they actually use this casting. This car also does have a fuel filler cap on the rear fender, as you can see there. It's actually in the metal casting, and you can also see the door handle is also in the metal casting. I will mention that the front windows are actually wound up as well. And I'm pretty sure that's it for the side of this car. I don't think I've missed anything, so now we'll talk about the front of the car. First of all, I'll talk about the tamper works. We do have the realistic look on the headlights. They're actually different to last year's model, which was done in red and was part of the Then and Now series. I will compare that to this car later on in this video, so stay tuned if you're looking for that. Alright, so I absolutely almost forgot to add this segment in. I'm literally in the middle of editing, and yeah, I need to do this. So let's compare. This is obviously from the 2022 Hot Wheels mainline, this one from the Fast and Furious 5-pack, the one we're actually reviewing today. You can see the headlights are completely different, so on this one they are much nicer. This one make the car look much more modern. You can also see the actual badge on this car is black on Brian's Supra, and on this one it's actually silver, and that's where the differences are. There's no more, so there you go. I'll let the rest of the showcase play. You can also see the Toyota badge has been done in black, very nice. Again, that's different to the previous release last year, which was done in like a silvery colour. As for the actual vents and grille, so the grille is actually made of the metal casting and is just painted, but the 2 side vents are actually created using the black interior plastic. There is actually a hole, obviously allowing that black interior plastic to come through and make them look more realistic. The splitter of this car is actually created using the metal as well, and is not created using that black base plastic, which this car does have. You can also see there is a nice vent on the hood of the car, and that is in the metal casting itself. Alright, moving on to this side of the car then. It is the same as the previous, so I'm not going to bore you with it. You can obviously pause the video if you're looking for something specific. If not, we will move on to the rear of the car. Okay, so moving on to the rear of the car, there was actually no tamper work here. Unfortunately, this is one of the only parts of the car which is actually missing the details. But you can see obviously the rear lights have actually been carved out in the metal casting. You could add your own details using Sharpie acrylic paint, and you could also see the license plate holder is also being carved out in the metal casting. Once again, you could add your own details using some kind of sticker, most people do, on the license plates. Finally, you can actually see the exhaust tips, which are actually a dual exit, which is odd because I'm pretty sure the movie car has a single exit, are created using the black base plastic, and that is the only thing that actually uses and utilizes the black base plastic there. That's really it for the rear of the car. You can see this car does have a large metal spoiler that is actually metal and is not plastic and is painted obviously the same orange. The real life movie car is not the same though, unfortunately. That is done in, I believe, black and also a silverish colour, and I believe it's from APR Performance. Final section of this car is up here. You can see it actually does have a removable sunroof in real life, but this actual model from Hot Wheels does have that roof on there, obviously because this is kind of like a universal casting which actually gets used not just for Fast and Furious but also in the main line as well as other lines such as the premium line, so they do have the roof on for this one. It would be nice to see the roofless version come to the Hot Wheels lineup, but who knows if that will ever happen. A final thing that I would like to show you, this car does not have any windshield wipers in the actual plastic, which is made to represent the glass of the real life car. That is unfortunate, and it is a nice little detail when it is featured on the car, but it is not something that makes or breaks the deal for me. But anyways, that is it for this car. Now let's get into my final thoughts and review of this thing. Alright, so now it's time for my final thoughts and review on this car. I think it is actually quite accurate to the real life Bryant Supra. To be entirely honest, there isn't a whole lot of detail missing, especially for a mainline. The only details that are missing is obviously all the rear stuff, so that being the rear lights and stuff, and also that spoiler could probably be, tampered. It could definitely do with that extra level of detail. But for a mainline, as I've just said, this is really well representing the Fast and Furious model, and honestly is great. I really do like this thing, and I think it is, once again, accurate. Most of Hot Wheels models nowadays are accurate. There are a few which aren't. I still have not got around to reviewing them because I do have such a large amount of stuff to get through, and I do only obviously upload once a day. That might have to change so I can get through some of that premium stuff. I might do like a premium and a mainline review on the same day. But anyways, that's besides the point. You're probably not here to listen to me ramble about what the future plans for the channel are. So anyways, that really leads me on to my score out of 10. When I give this car out of 10, it's going to be receiving a solid 9 out of 10. Really love this car, I love the movie car, and I love this representation of it. It has been in the Hot Wheels Premium, being obviously Bryant Supra, like with the same details and stuff on it. But I do quite like the mainline version. It is pretty nice and is good value for money in my opinion. But anyways, that is it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember, you can also press that notification bell so you do not miss any new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or any groups who may be interested in this video. But remember, don't feel pressured if you don't feel like you have anybody who may be interested. You watching this video all the way to the end means so much to me, and I really do thank you for making it all the way up until this point. But anyways, that is it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.